It's springtime here at the Robin's Nest, and I am thrilled to be showing you all the projects that have been happening, because once again I forgot to film pretty much everything, so I'm just going to have to talk you through it again. My daffodils and my tulips look beautiful this year. Majority of them will be taken out of my vegetable beds. They were just put here to add some colour for spring. Most of them will be planted in my flower beds, and then some of them will be planted in the woodland garden. A neighbour was filling in their pond and asked if I wanted some of their fish. I then received 3 bin loads of fish, so I could not tell you how many fish I actually have now, but I'm ecstatic. I love coming out in the morning with a tea, sitting on that bench and just looking out over my garden, watching my fish. Beautiful. One evening I made a very spontaneous purchase of plants. Between 200 and 300 plants will be arriving without having a greenhouse. So me and my boyfriend disassembled this one from a neighbour, reassembled it so that when my plants arrived and I potted them all up, they'd have somewhere to be and to be safe from slugs and pests and cold weather. But yes, I recommend not doing that. It's a little bit stressful. If anybody knows what these little plants at the front are, I'd be eternally grateful, because my label had been misplaced and at this point I am in the dark. I'm just going to keep growing them and just hope they flower, and I hope I can identify them, but at the moment, not a clue. I ran out of space in my greenhouse, so I'm just hoping that these out here will be fine. Fingers crossed. In my last video I was worried that I'd killed this blossom tree. Luckily I haven't, but I do still need to give it a good prune after it's flowered, because it is looking very bizarre right now. As you can see, I'm going to cut off that little limb that's poking out, and then eventually I'm going to move it over here so I have a lovely drooping effect that comes over my pond and over the pathway. Here's it looking a little bit more sun bleached. I initially said that I was going to plant my raspberry bushes on either side of my bridge. I've changed that now to this little corner here, because it was going to be very awkward to mow. It's sheltered, it's got a lot of sun, good drainage, perfect place to plant the raspberries, so that is where it's currently, or where they will reside from now on. I'm unsure what number we're up to a project I forgot to film, but here is the willow project, which I have completed, and they're taking off beautifully. I've tied them all together so when they grow, they'll grow in this beautiful vertical pattern. It'll be a nice separation between me and my neighbours. Another way that I'm doing this a bit further into the woodland garden is using thornless blackberry bushes. I don't know why that's not draining properly. Don't do that. These are just 3 left over that I had. The other ones, the other 12 that I have been planted against these posts. So when they grow up, I'm going to train them up against the wire. So not only will there be food for wildlife, but also a good separation between my neighbours, and it will look beautiful. I absolutely love camellias. I actually have plans on moving this. This is where I plan to move the camellia to. So this will be eventually bed D. A, B, C, and then bed D. The reason for this is that I've been told that camellias don't like morning sunlight, they like afternoon sun. Not only is it sheltered, sun rises just over the other side of that fence. Not only will I be doing that, I'll also be planting the bleeding hearts, which are in those buckets there. So you've got yellow, white and the pink variety there, so it'll be any plants that prefer the shade. This here is the very bottom of my garden, and I'm still very stuck with what to do here. So my plan is that on this concrete base I'm going to be building a little garden room, and I'd like it to be that I can see all the way down the garden. The front door will be about here, and you'll be able to look straight down. It's just this patch here I'm just not sure what to do with. I was thinking maybe have one of those herb spirals. But yeah, if you could leave some suggestions in the comments, that would be fantastic. This doesn't really go round, this goes to absolutely nowhere. Obviously that would be the main entrance in. Like I said, front door here. And then this is what you're currently looking at. I think it would be nice to have something in the middle and then maybe decking all the way around. I'm not a big lover of decking, but like I said, any suggestions are welcome. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. The project show and tell is over, but I hope you enjoy the last few clips of my garden and the sounds of trickling water, bird song. I hope you enjoy it.